Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video and fun with AI in this one, as that's today's subject where we're going to be talking about Gemini Enterprise, something that is coming after Microsoft Copilot in the enterprise world. So before I get into all that, if you guys want to do me a solid, smash the like button. I would truly appreciate that, as well as hyping the video up. That is a new thing on YouTube, and I would appreciate that if you guys did. Does definitely help out the channel. And if you are new here and you just subscribed, thanks for doing that. Turn on bell notifications so you guys don't miss a video upload or, in fact, when I do go live. So today, like I said, the subject in hand is artificial intelligence, something that we've been moving into. It's not anything brand new, but it is rapidly advancing. Something that, people could be a little bit afraid of, aka the movie Terminator and Skynet. And yes, that is absolutely a possibility. I'm not gonna lie to people. It is absolutely, it's possible, right? But hopefully we don't have a madman who creates AI to the point where it's so self-aware that it starts hijacking our own weaponry. But I digress from that. In this case point, we're talking about Microsoft Copilot, right, which is used for business enterprise in today's market, and Google coming after them with their own, known as Gemini Enterprise. Now, you guys have probably heard of Gemini. For those who are more into the business world, those who are into the telco scene, you guys know exactly what Gemini is. It is in our phones, our smartphones, our laptops, computers. It's almost everywhere, and AI is almost everywhere. And so the article that I'm referencing this from is Fierce Wireless, and it basically, it came out on October 9th, but I didn't get to see this article, so it really got me interested. So some takeaway points here, for those who want to know, Google made a play for the enterprise AI market with the debut of a new Gemini product. Notably, it's making an AI tech available across non-Google applications, and a hybrid cloud capabilities are missing at this time, but could be on the way. So those are some, real points to kind of just take a look at. And skimming through the article in itself, basically, Google is trying to loosen the grip that Microsoft has on the enterprise scene with Gemini Enterprise, right? So Microsoft has Copilot, and Microsoft, works in tandem with its array of business suites that you could use for your business to help just basically making your business run more efficiently. Google attempts to try to grab some of that market, and so Gemini Enterprise is now here. So we have Gemini cloud-based AI. We have Gemini Nano, which is on-device AI computing, and now we have one that's built for enterprise businesses. Okay. So in this, basically, from Gartner's report, it basically states that in September, 65% of 360 enterprise leaders surveyed said they plan to standardize on Microsoft agentic services, compared to 26% that would go with Google, 8% that would go to Salesforce, and 4% that would go to SAP. So basically, what's in all of this, basically, there are 5 basically key components that comprises of Google Gemini Enterprise, and that is based on the brains, which is the modals, the workbench, the task force, which is the agents, and then the context, which is data, and governance. So, bless you. So my daughter sits next to me. So zooming in the workbench allows businesses to chat with all their enterprise systems, find and summarize information, and apply low or no code tools to build agents. Governance allows enterprises to monitor and audit what their agents are up to and keep them secure. And that's important given the rising concerns about the new risks in agentic AI, which is what's being brought to the table. And agentic AI intros 5 new risks for telcos, so no one's talking about them, according to Fierce Wireless. And they continue to go on to say, bless you, what we're doing is bringing AI to every user by providing them a single front door through which they can chat with all their enterprise data, search for information, and use agents to do a variety of tasks on their behalf. All this fed through enterprise context, Kirian said. He added that a number of enterprises, which including telecoms, are already using Gemini Enterprise. So, just to be quite honest with everybody, why this is important. Well, we're starting to basically see exactly what's going to happen in the workforce. So today, in today's society, most people do not want to work a job. Like, that's like one of the hardest things, to get people to do. There are a lot of people who basically would rather rely on government assistance and, cheaper housing by subsidized housing from government assistance, food stamps, all those things, right? Which would allow a person to be able to stay at home and practically do what they want to do, which is be on their phone all day. Now, this is giving the keys to the castle, and I'll explain why. Most jobs today, when you work a job, let's take Amazon for an example. Amazon warehouse, right? You have employees, you have people that work in there, right? They work, the packing line, they work truck drivers, all that other stuff, right? Now, in today's market, AI can pretty much take about almost 100% of white collar jobs. But we're going to talk about blue collar jobs because the difference between the both is white collar is like behind the desk, keyboard, call center work, that type of stuff. Blue collar work is the labor work, right? The farm laborers, the warehouse workers, etc. And so Amazon would be considered, the warehouse side would be considered blue collar work. Now, if you replaced every human working in the warehouse, working in the delivery, right? You replace them all with AI and robotics. You save a lot on labor. Every company has a set amount of what they call labor. It's a potluck of money that you got to divide up amongst your employees based on their tenure and based on their job description. Okay. So when you have this labor amount, always has to go back into paying your employees. But when you replace all your employees with artificial intelligence and robotics, okay, you could build a robot that can lift over 1,000 pounds. That robot can carry any size and any weight of package and put it into the truck for delivery. It does not require a 15-minute break. It does not require an hour lunch. And it can work 24 hours straight. So there won't be any labor laws protecting robots and their rights to be able to go home and sleep or go home to kids because robots don't have kids. So that's like the perfect assembly line worker. Now, when you have AI mapping and a truck that can self-drive, you just eliminated truck drivers, which is one of the top paying, blue collar jobs out here in America. Truck driving across state lines, driving and delivering, loads of your products to different states, different businesses. And when you eliminate having a person driving your products to these said places, you save more on labor and you save on the fact that, the mileage, if you're paying them, for the mileage they drive, plus the hours that they drive or however it's paid, you save on that. There's nobody that will fall asleep behind the wheel, so the truck never really has to stop. Because if you guys didn't know this, truck drivers, they do have limitations on how long they can drive for before they are required to pull over and rest. Like if the GPS shows the truck is moving when they're supposed to be in an 8-hour break, they can get fired. Obviously for reasons because they don't want a driver falling asleep behind the wheel and killing an innocent person on the highway. Now, if you remove that, you remove all those problems. Now you got a truck that can move 24 hours as long as it remains gassed up or powered up. You don't have to worry about anyone falling asleep behind the wheel. And you sure as hell don't have to worry about anybody like being able to take that load across country to another state or whatever. So these are things that I'm pointing out that's like absolutely something that we're moving towards into. And the fact that, not trying to be mean, but some people just don't want to work. You have handed the keys to the castle to these corporations to try to implement this type of change. And of course, there's government regulations that would try to at least protect human rights, giving us the right to work. But how much of that is really going to defend us if a lot of us tend to not want to work? So these are things that you have to think about when you see things like this, where AI is advancing its way into the workforce. Little by little, it may not seem like much to you, but eventually you're going to start to see some radical changes in the workforce, and that's definitely going to hinder your chances of advancements or even finding a better job once that job is replaced by AI and robotics. So keep that in mind. But anyways, guys, you guys want the full article, link it in the description for you guys to read for yourself. Thanks for checking out today's video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. And then the girl who is sneezing is right over here. Say bye. Bye, everyone. I'll talk to y'all later.